L'Avventura was the first film in a trilogy, and in each of these three films, Antonioni was working through new cinematic possibilities. Emotional, visual, thematic. The middle film was La Notte, with Marcello Mastroianni and Jean Marot. And the third film, Eclipse, was the boldest. At that time, all around the world, directors were trying new things, expanding the possibilities of cinema. Jean-Luc Godard with Breathless and My Life to Live, John Cassavetes with Shadows, Luis Buñuel with Viridiana, Ingmar Bergman with The Silence and Persona, Nagisa Oshima with Cruel Story of Youth, Glauber Rocha with Antonio das Mortes, Shohei Imamura with The Insect Woman, and Alain Resnais with Hiroshima Mon Amour and Last Year of Marienbad. It seemed like every week someone was taking things a little bit further, topping their last movie. In retrospect, I suppose that they were all influencing and provoking each other and spurring each other on. I remember how excited we all were when we first saw Eclipse. It was a real step forward in storytelling. In fact, it felt less like a story and more like a poem. Eclipse is about a Milanese woman played by Monica Vitti, who has an affair with a young stockbroker played by Alain Delon. Even more than the characters in L'Avventura, these people are lost. They're trying for intimacy, but they can never really connect. Antonioni accentuates the impersonality of the world around them. Real love seems like an impossibility here. It's like trying to grow flowers through concrete. People can barely even take the time to mourn the loss of a business colleague. The rhythm of life in the material world just doesn't allow for it.
Un minuto di silenzio come per I giocatori di calcio.
Lo conoscevi?
Certo, ma sai, un minuto qua costa miliardi.
Ah.
Antonioni once said, "I'm looking for the traces of feeling in men. The traces of feeling." That is, what's left of feelings and emotions in modern life. If you really concentrate on his films, you sense those traces. And you see what lies beneath Antonioni's detachment.
Pronto? Pronto? Pronto!
Compassion. A couple always meet at the same spot. On the corner, under a tree, near a building under construction, which is surrounded by modern housing developments.
Che facciamo? Andiamo da qualche parte?
Andiamo da qualche parte.
Casa mia?
Casa tua?
One day, they make a plan to meet. They're both trying to keep the relationship going, but they've simply lost the will to commit. And neither of them shows up. But the film goes on. You keep expecting something dramatic to happen, and it never does. Instead, Antonioni's camera keeps showing us things. The things around Delon and Vitti. The fence. The piece of wood floating in the barrel of water. The lines of the crosswalk. The construction site. It's not as simple as life goes on, which means that people go on. At the end of Eclipse, Antonioni leaves us with nothing but time staring back at us. The world becomes a kind of shell around the absence of these two people who have failed to meet. In other words, it's not what's there, it's what isn't there. It's a frightening way to end a film. But at the time, it also felt liberating. The final 7 minutes of Eclipse suggested to us that the possibilities in cinema were absolutely limitless.